Okay, I'm out at Red Barn and now I'm looking at the concrete here in Redmond. I just did a bid on the asphalt, and where that car is leaving right now, that's their main entrance that comes up. And for project managers, this would be your main access coming from the main road, which is only this entrance, and up this gravel area. This is your main access to this concrete area at the back of this barn. Then past it, there's a gravel road that goes up, so we can circle around if we need to. We could park some of our work trucks up here at the top to be out of the way. We can also use this drive aisle access as well. Mixed truck can come up through here, park. They can come all the way through here if they need to, turn around and then come back down and face out if need be. All right, so let's talk about this concrete. We've got a couple different stages here, and I'm gonna talk about the first area. Area number one is this right here, okay? This area right here, we need to remove and replace this whole area. This area right here is a 41 by 30, okay? 41 by 30, starting from this point right here, going all the way up just past the planter box, straight across and down. Okay, this is right now at 4-inch depth. It kind of goes to 6 inches on the edge there, but we're really looking at about 4 inches here. So 4-inch removal. Okay, we don't want to go down deeper than the concrete of what it is. Back here, where you see the corner here of this concrete planter box, we're gonna go straight across. So that means some of this gravel will have to get kind of pushed over to the side so that we can get in here and form in the new pad. All right, so then we got to put it back. Placement, broom finish, 4 inches, but we also need to put rebar in it, and main reason is because of those right there. Okay, so we've got some dumpsters that they took off the concrete so that the garbage truck would quit driving up on this and trying to do a bunch of 10-point turns and Austin powering his way out of this area here. So he wants to put the dumpsters back on the concrete, so I said we'll reinforce it with rebar. All right, this is sloped down this way and these dumpsters are on wheels, so if it's possible, it would be cool to do like an edge on this so that the dumpster doesn't roll off. We could put maybe a few wheel stops down here on the edge, but it might be nice if we could do kind of a raised edge down here. So if we had it up, raise it up like so I think the distance was like 41 feet, 41 or 42 feet. I can't remember what I said exactly there, but whatever dimension I gave you, let's figure on like a little curb wall that's down here. So maybe we can make this 6 inches tall on the edge, and then on that last 4 inches of concrete that we have on this side, so whatever the measurement was here to there, we can use the last 4 inches of that and make it 6 inches tall instead of 4, run it all the way down, and now we've got ourselves a little bit of a lip for the dumpsters to kind of roll up against. All right, that way keeps it from rolling down into the shrubs. Okay, now let's talk about this area. In this area in front of the barn, we got to remove all this concrete. We got to remove that pad, that ramp, and we got to remove this concrete here as well. Okay, let's start with these pads here of removal. This is a 7x7 that we need to remove. We will not put back, and that's at 4 inches. You've got here, you've got a 5x7 that needs to be taken out. It's 12 inches on one end, and then 4 inches down on the other end. That needs to be taken out. They're gonna remove this metal ramp here because they want us to put in a concrete ramp. Okay, so let's talk about the removal dimension on this. Okay, so this area here, from wherever the joint is over there. Okay, so you see the joint over there. This is 20 feet this direction by 42. 20 by 42 removal of 4-inch concrete. Okay, now let's talk about placement. Before we put in this concrete pad right here, we got to put in some new ramps coming out of here. You got a door here, and a door here. 12 inches high at the high point, 4 inches down at the low point. We need to do a 4 foot by 7 foot ramp. Okay, 4 foot by 7 foot ramp. Broom finish, heavy broom finish, so we can kind of make it skid resistant. Then right here we have a 10 by 10, and what we'll do is, I think it'd be smart to pour the ramps first and then do the other concrete work afterwards on this particular pad. You can see there's some concrete right here that's already existing outside the foundation. We'll just pour right up to it if possible. Okay, actually might have to remove a little bit of this concrete right in here because that doorway, it'd be nice to pour the concrete right underneath the door and then butt it up to this point right here. Okay, you can see on the inside here what that looks like. So right at that joint there, these pieces of concrete will probably pop right out, and then we can pour the concrete right up to it and then slope it down. But we want to bring it out 10 feet. So 10 by 10, where the door opening is there, 10 by 10. Over here, we'll put back a 4 by 7 here. Instead of making it this wide, there's no point. We'll only make it 4 feet wide by 7. Broom finish, 12 inch on that end. And then, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong dimension there. It's more than 12 inches there. It's be 12 plus 4, so 16 inches. 16 inches on this end, and then 4 inches down on this end. Over here, I need to make that correction too. 16 inches up here, and then 4 inches down here. Okay, so I just made a correction on that ramp. Okay, placement of the concrete here at the base. We don't need rebar in this area. Okay, but it will be 4-inch depth, and it's a 42 by 20. 42 by 20. Now there's going to be a little bit of subtraction here on this because of the ramps. Okay, sorry Jamie, I just got y'all mixed up here. Let me back up. Okay, let's talk about this pad. Placement of it is going to be 42 by 20 at 4 inches. At these ramps, it'll be 4 by 7. Okay, just for quantity's sake. 4 by 7, you've got 12 inches there, and then it comes down to 0 right here. Over there, same thing, 12 inches, and then down to 0, because I've already factored in the concrete that's underneath it because of this pad. Okay, so let's just, for your sake, when adding up these quantities. And then right here, the 10 by 10, same thing. It's going to be, it'll be 12 inches. 12 inches at the top, and then it comes to 0, down here. All right, because I already factored in the base of concrete in that first dimension on the 42 by 20. Okay, hopefully I've given you a good idea of what the area looks like in that section. But here's the gravel parking lot up here at the top. So as you can see, this is where we can turn around if we need to and go back out that side. We could park up here if we need to. They'll reserve this area for us to stage and park, and we can be down here too. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea of what it looks like. All right, so there's the scope of work on those two concrete areas. Now we've got the final area, which is this area. Lots of stuff in the way. They'll get it all removed for us. But we need to remove this concrete from here over and back. There's going to be a little bit of dirt that we're going to have to remove here, and we can push it off over to the side. It can be dumped anywhere. We don't have to haul this dirt out, but supposedly there's some concrete underneath here that's buried by all this dirt that's been washing down over time. So we're gonna do a new concrete pad that goes straight over to about where that Connex is, all the way down the Connex box into that silo. I'll give you the dimensions. Okay, from there, at that corner of the box to the Connex is 24 feet. Now I'm gonna show you the distance here. From this location all the way through, you can see the existing concrete. It's pretty beat up. There's no concrete over on the side. Again, this gravel that's right there, we can scrape it out and we can dump it out here into this area where it's kind of mucky. Be a great spot to put that gravel, okay? So we don't have to haul this gravel out. We can just push it out into the roadway and they can use it in other places. Okay, this is gonna go all the way up against the building here. All right, it's gonna go all the way to where you've got the door. So right about the door right there, actually, let's just take it out to the second window here, which puts you right in front of this silo, okay? Right in front of the foundation of that silo. Okay, so we're gonna go to there and then go straight down. Okay, and that length here, I'm almost done. 80 feet. Okay, so that's 24 by 80 in this area. 24 by 80. Then we need to remove this 4-inch concrete and put back 4 inches of concrete. If we can, create a little bit of a ramp here. Okay, this will be like a 4x3 ramp that we'll have to add an additional what looks like about 5 inches on this end, and then it comes down to 0. Okay, obviously if we pour that ramp first, then do all the concrete later, you know, we'll have that set and poured around. Okay, so that's 80 by 24. Again, like I said, all this gravel can get pushed up into the trail. All right, so that's this section, and then you've got this little area here between the silo and the building. We need to get this ripped out and replaced. And this is 18 by 5. Okay, so this is gonna be an 18 by 5 right here to remove this, what's existing, which will probably come to about right here. 18 by 5. Okay, so I'm on the other side of the barn from the entrance. 18 by 5 right there. Here's gravel trail. Here's gravel up here. This is part of that turnaround area I was telling you about where you can come around. We can use this for staging. We can also use this grass area out here across the driveway over to the house. We can also use that for staging too if we need to. Okay, 4-inch depth, remove and replace. No rebar in this area, no rebar. Okay, the last thing we need to add onto this is we need to add a couple pads for these 2 big tanks. These tanks are heavy, so we need to make a big enough pad here to put these tanks on. I think if, like the other ramps, if we pour these pads in, maybe all on the same day, we could get this in. We don't have to use rebar, I don't think. All right, but if we did a 6x6 pad here, and we went 6 inches, and then we do a 6x6 pad here, okay, 6-inch depth. Then when we go to pour this concrete back in, it'll have a 2-inch reveal after we're done. But a 6x6 pad for these 2 tanks, I think would be helpful, because you could see, well, you can't really tell, but it's leaning right now because the heaviness and the weight of this is starting to push the concrete down. Used to be level like that, now it's doing one of those. It was already kind of sloped a little bit, but anyways, broom finish on this. Okay, broom finish. Right now the slope, the fall comes towards the camera here, comes this way and a little bit towards the building. So we obviously want to make sure that we keep it coming this direction, and maybe we can get it to kind of channel down the middle here slightly. At least get everything sloping in this direction. We don't need to make it you know, like 0% up here, but we do want to make it, you know, kind of flat like it is up there, and then it's obviously going to gradually come down here. Putting those pads in there and making them level for those 2 tanks will help that, and that's the main thing that needs to be level, is those 2 things plus that portable restroom that's up there, and it's already on a level surface. Okay, so that's it for all the concrete. Any questions, let me know, but they really want to get this work done this year. They're hoping they can do the asphalt work sometime in February or March, and then they're hoping by about April or so, late March, April time, when the weather's a little bit better, they can get going on this concrete work. Okay? Alrighty, thanks.